NFL on CBS is live in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Jets and the Giants in Week 13. Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. The kickoff is next. It is December in the New York area, and it's 52 degrees, sunny skies, very little wind to speak of. We are moments away from the opening kick. The Jets and the Giants. Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team. It's Evan Washburn.
Well, and Darrelle Revis will miss his second consecutive game as he recovers from that concussion. But he was out on the field today during warm-up, something we did not see last week against Miami. I spoke to him briefly, and he said, well, he wasn't able to be part of practice or meetings this week. He was able to offer some guidance to the secondary that has to deal with Odell Beckham Jr. I asked him if it's a good sign that he's back out on the field during warm-ups. He said, it'd be better if I was back out on this field to play. You could tell, guys, he really wants to be a part of this game and try and slow down Beckham, one of the best the NFL has to offer.
Well, that was a big part of the build-up to this game, and it never materialized because of the status of Revis. Giants won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so the Jets will receive to open things up. 12 previous meetings. Giants are 8-4 against the Jets. It's New York in New Jersey. Cromartie takes a knee. The Jets will open up at the 20-yard line. 38-20 rout over Miami last week, and Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 4 touchdowns in that game, becoming the first quarterback in NFL history to throw 4 touchdowns in a game for 4 different teams.
Yeah, he told us he's a little wary of the Giants corner, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, because of the way he gambles. He calls him hard to predict because DRC plays off the receiver, likes to read the quarterback's eyes. Important for Fitz to be careful where he's looking and not telegraph his throws.
Jets open up in a 3-receiver set. Giants answer with nickel coverage. Trevin Wade is in there for the Giants. Bootleg. Fitzpatrick sliding down.
Wow, feet first.
That's something new from Fitzpatrick and something smart, a 3-yard gain. Starting offense to Ferguson. He will see Jason Pierre-Paul lining up in different spots, and we expect to see Pierre-Paul over on that side as well. Eric Decker had a touchdown last week. Decker now on the season with 8 touchdowns. He and Marshall have caught touchdown passes in the same game 6 times this season. On a 2nd and 7 now for the Jets. Ivory gets the touch. Ivory hit. Tried to bounce off the tackle. About a half a yard on the game. J.T. Thomas with the stop. Defensively for the Giants, Jason Pierre-Paul still looking for his first sack this season, coming back from the terrible accident and injury he suffered on July 4th. Linebackers, Mark Herzlich is in for the injured Devon Kennard. We'll also see Jonathan Casillas there. And in the secondary, Craig Dahl steps in for the injured Brandon Merriweather, sitting this one out with a knee injury. There is the right hand of Jason Pierre-Paul. Jets will go empty here on a 3rd and 7. Fitzpatrick out of the pocket. Fitzpatrick on the move. And it bounces in front of the intended receiver as he was trying to hit Bilal Powell out of the flat. The pressure coming from Jason Pierre-Paul.
And working against Breno Giacomini here, clubs him with that right hand to the helmet. That looked like David Deacon Jones. That's a tactic that's been outlawed in the NFL for a number of years. JPP gets away with the first blow of the game.
Well, how about this? 2 Giant receivers back, including Odell Beckham on the punt. And the Giants aren't even going to touch it off the punt by Ryan Quigley. It was Dwayne Harris, the normal returner, and Odell Beckham deep. Tom Coughlin looking for a little jolt in special teams. That's a 42-yard punt out of bounds. Eli Manning trying to bounce back from the 3-interception performance last week in the 20-14 loss in Washington.
Yeah, he wants to see if he can tire out the defensive front of the Jets by increasing the tempo, calling the plays at the line of scrimmage, using a quick rhythm passing game. He knows they will blitz a lot today. He hopes to tire them out by stepping up the tempo.
179th consecutive start for Eli Manning. Line of scrimmage is the 35. First play from scrimmage for the Giants. Play fake, pressure coming. Little floater short of Beckham. Stephen Bowen supplying the heat on Manning. Starting offensive line, Bobby Hart getting the start on the right side. Rookie out of Florida State for the injured Marshall Newhouse out with a back injury. John Jerry at right guard. Jeff Schwartz is done for the season. Backs and receivers, Will Tye. A lot more involved last week. Rookie out of Stony Brook, the tight end. 6 catches, 74 yards for him. Hart, a 7th-round draft pick, can play tackle or guard for the Giants. Out of give, Rashad Jennings, and there's nothing there, no gain. The Giants come in 28th in the NFL in rushing, 89.4 yards per game. The Jets are #1 against the run. Damon Harrison, first man to greet him.
Yeah, 84 yards a game, and of course that game last week against Miami when they allowed just 12 rushing yards to the Dolphins. But running up the middle between the tackles against the Jets is a recipe for disaster for the Giants.
Giants are one of 6 teams that has not had a 100-yard rusher this season. Detroit, Cleveland, San Diego, Indy, and Tennessee. The others. This is the 3rd and 10 for the Giants. Manning dealing with some heat. Tries to hit Beckham in stride, and it's incomplete. The Giants go 3 and out, just like the Jets did.
Yeah, a little out and up route by Odell Beckham Jr. in the slot here, working against Buster Screen. There's a stop and go, trying to make the one-handed, left-handed catch, but the ball thrown below his knees. And he surprisingly can't come up with it.
So Brad Wing will kick it. Pressure on Wing. End over end. Jeremy Curley waiting for it. Bounces in the air and takes a Giants roll. Settling in at the 16-yard line. That's where the Jets will take over after the 49-yard kick from Wing. Jets and Giants first quarter action continues. Series history between the Jets and the Giants have to go back to 1970. First all-time meeting was at Shea Stadium. Fran Tarkenton led the Giants to victory. The last Jets win in the series, 1993. One note, Muhammad Wilkerson was not on the field in that first set of downs defensively for the Jets. Devin Smith on as another receiver. Handoff to Ivory. Taking it to the outside. Ivory cuts it upfield, and he's got a first down. Bangs his way to an 11-yard pickup for the Jets.
Well, the Giants are going to blitz Craig Dahl off this side, but Ivory's going the other way. And a real positive run right here. Jason Pierre-Paul is going to try and get to his legs. Can't do it. Dahl can't get him from behind. And it's a first down run for Chris Ivory as he bounces to the outside and uses that surprising speed.
Bilal Powell is in. The Giants will match up with him with Wani Unga. On first down, underneath, Brandon Marshall with a modest gain. 5-yard pickup from Fitzpatrick.
Go back to some new technology that we have. This is Jason Pierre-Paul working against Breno Giacomini. And watch the right hand with that club hit Giacomini on the side of the head and then get after the quarterback. We'll see JPP lining up against Giacomini as a left defensive end, and then at times, as right now, he'll come over, stay there, and then he'll also be working against the Brickashaw Ferguson.
Pro Bowler in 2011 when he had 16.5 sacks for the Giants. 2nd and 5. It's Powell with a blast. And enough for a first down for the Jets. Robert Ayers in on that tackle. It's a 6-yard pickup for Bilal Powell. Ivory will come back in. We'll see a rotation with Ivory getting the lion's share of the carries. Last week, Chris Ivory, 21 carries, 87 yards, a touchdown, and had a spectacular 31-yard touchdown run against Miami, breaking a number of tackles on his way to the end zone. New set of downs for the Jets to work with, just shy of the 40-yard line. Take the handoff, Fitzpatrick. Short toss to Ivory. Spin move. Chris Ivory, yards after contact. Jasper Brinkley had a chance to bring him down. He turns it into a 9-yard pickup through the air.
Well, watch how Ivory will step out of this tackle, brings his legs up high right there, spinning, and then at the end of the run, of course, you know Ivory is going to put the shoulder down and try to drill Trevin Wade.
2 in the backfield now with Bohannon lining up in front of Ivory on a 2nd and 1. Hop step. Ivory across midfield. It's a first down for the Jets in Giants territory. Good block from James Carpenter on that left side for the Jets.
Well, good vision by Ivory as he uses that hop step. Going to try to hit it off the right side. Gets a double team from Mangold and Brian Winters, but great vision. Ivory off to a great start here in the first quarter.
Jets are trying to put together a winning streak. Their last 3-game winning streak was 2011, 4 years ago. Take the handoff. Fitzpatrick steps up in the pocket, fires to the open man, Brandon Marshall. And a first down across the 35. Buying himself some time, Landon Collins on the rush.
Now this is twice now that the Giants have tried to bring the safety blitz. This time it was Collins on the outside at single coverage, though. And look at the cushion that Marshall is given by Prince Amukamara. There's the pressure from Collins. A great job of stepping up into the pocket. Good for 13 yards.
Marshall, and talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick and the bond that they formed, Fitzpatrick will send him via text video clips throughout the week of things he likes on film. Spin move, Chris Ivory. Ivory with a zigzag. He runs with fury. Demontre Moore could not bring him down initially. It's a 20-yard pickup for Ivory.
Yeah, Demontre Moore, 6'5", 250, and he's too high on this tackle. Makes contact helmet to helmet on Ivory, and that's just what Ivory wants. The yards after contact again, and Ivory has the Jets rolling here already into the red zone. That looked a lot like last week's run against Miami, didn't it?
It did. Jets are #1 in the NFL in red zone touchdown percentage.
First charge timeout, New York Jets. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Not just on offense, but on defense as well in the red zone. First timeout called. Jets use one at the 7:57 mark of this opening quarter. Thursday night only on NFL Network. The Vikings take on the Cardinals. A huge showdown between two of the league's best. Thursday night football, Thursday at 8. Now only on NFL Network. Well, Chris Ivory is a free agent at the end of the season. He signed a 3-year, $10 million deal with the Jets after he was dealt to New York from New Orleans. And Ivory is looking for the best numbers he's ever put together in a season. Just staying healthy early in his career, that was part of the issue. Also, just getting time, playing time in New Orleans. Time was hard to come by.
That backfield was loaded for the Saints. Ivory is loading up the Jets today, averaging 9 yards a carry. He's got 1 catch for 9 yards. And the Jets have tremendous amount of momentum right now.
And they'll go with a change of pace here with Stephen Ridley, the former Patriot, in the backfield. 4 possessions in the red zone last week, 4 touchdowns for the Jets. Ridley going up the gut, veers for a 3-yard gain. Unga in on that stop for the Giants.
You see where the Jets are concentrating their rushing attack. It's right up the middle, having Mangold back and healthy. He had that hand injury a couple of weeks back, but the way that he works up in that middle with Carpenter and Winters, very effective so far against this Giants defense.
Bilal Powell is in. Devin Smith joins him. Smith had his first NFL touchdown last week, right in this area of the field. 2nd and 7. Handoff. Powell gets blasted in the backfield. Jason Pierre-Paul. Robert Ayers with some help. It's a loss of 4. Steve Spagnuolo calling the plays defensively for the Giants.
Well, watch the speed of Jason Pierre-Paul. Unblocked. Comes right down the line of scrimmage here. And makes the tackle as Enunwa fans on the block.
10th play of the drive. This is a 3rd and 11. 4 receivers set for the Jets. Powell, the single setback, flanks Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick with a pump by Powell. Short of the first down. Giants defense holds up. And the field goal unit is coming on for Todd Bowles' team.
Yeah, the Giants deciding to play a zone coverage that time. And it was a smart play call by Steve Spagnuolo. Short pass caught, and then all of a sudden, Powell is surrounded by Giants.
And a short field goal attempt here for Randy Bullock. He is 3 of 3 for the Jets. Missed one for the Texans. 24-yarder is good. And the Jets are on the board first with 5:47 to play in the opening quarter. It's 3-0 Jets.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Jared the Galleria of Jewelry. The gift you'll treasure forever. And by Dodge. Come discover great deals during Dodge Performance Days.
11 plays, 78 yards. The Jets settle for a field goal. 24-yarder from Bullock. Took 6 minutes and 33 seconds. Chris Ivory, the featured player on that drive for the Jets. 3-0 lead for the Jets. Randy Bullock will kick it off to Dwayne Harris. Tom Coughlin saying Harris has had to contribute so much more in the receiving game that it has affected the return game a bit. And Harris has dropped just short of the 20-yard line. That's where the Giants will open up as Lattimore makes the play on special teams. Eli Manning and the Giants offense back on the field when we come back. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, honors players who have significantly impacted both the game and their communities. This year's nominee for the Giants, Eli Manning. He served as the chair of the New York March for Babies for the past 7 years and spearheads Tackle Kids Cancer, an initiative with Hackensack University Medical Center. Each team nominates one player for the Man of the Year. 3 finalists will be announced in January. Winner will be announced at the NFL Honors Award Show on February 6th on CBS. 4-yard gain for Orleans Darkwa. We still have not seen Muhammad Wilkerson on the field for the Jets. Now it's Lee-J Douzable that's in at defensive end. On the first defensive possession, it was Stephen Bowen. 2nd and 6. Play fake. Manning, high throw. One-handed grab. Odell Beckham. Put it on the highlight reel. 22 yards for Beckham.
And you describe it, Ian, because this is indescribable at times.
Suction.
Awesome.
And a first down for the Giants at the 45. Running play. Darkwa inside. Got ahead of steam for 3 yards on first down.
Well, we've seen him practice this before the game. He must make 10 of these type of catches in the back of the end zone just warming up. And he told us, he says, I practice them because that helps me make them in the game.
Second and 7 for the Giants.
That message should be spread around to all players in the National Football League.
Aaron Henderson is in, replacing Demario Davis. Slapped down. Heavy rush coming. Calvin Pryor, the third, getting to Manning and knocking the ball away.
This is the 4th time he's defended a pass this season and totally unblocked. As you can see that Orleans Darkwa, looking around, realized that that was his man to pick up.
Jets are mixing and matching here defensively on 3rd down. Mike Catapano is in, the Long Island native, and so is Jamari Lattimore. It's a 3rd and 7 for the Giants. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first. 3-0 lead for the Jets. Manning operating out of the gun. Rush coming. Manning lofts it up. Knocked away. Ruben Randall in a matchup with Antonio Cromartie. And the Giants drive stalls.
Hey, you can see stride for stride, great coverage by Cromartie. In fact, he had a better shot at picking this one off than Randall had of making the catch, although it did get to Randall's left hand.
Manning is now 1 of 5, the only completion. The one-handed catch by Odell Beckham Jr. for 22 yards.
Yeah, that should count as 4 or 5, shouldn't it?
You think like a quarterback, don't you?
And I sure appreciate that type of effort.
Brad Wing, the punt. Curley, the return man. He had a 58-yard punt return last week. He catches this one inside the 10. And that's where the Jets will open up after the 45-yard kick. It's a 3-0 lead for the Jets.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by In the Heart of the Sea, in theaters December 11th. And by McDonald's, teaming up with the NFL like never before.
"81 yards of offense for the Jets, 29 for the Giants so far in this first quarter. On a give to Ridley. Cutting to the outside, he is met by Casillas, limiting Ridley to a 1-yard pickup. The Jets' last win over the Giants, Halloween of 1993. It was Boomer Esiason against Phil Simms.
That was a Halloween type of score, too, wasn't it? The Battle of the Blondes?
It was the Battle of the Blondes. You remember this game, don't you?
Yeah, I was riveted to the set to watch those two slingers.
It was Brad Baxter who scored the only touchdown of the game.
10-6, huh?
10-6 final.
Ugly.
2nd and 9, 5 receivers set here for Fitzpatrick to work with. In trouble, Fitzpatrick is dumped. Robert Ayers with Jason Pierre-Paul providing heat. Pushing and shoving at the end of the play.
Well, both of the defensive ends get to the quarterback here. You can see the hold there on Giacomini. But Giacomini not real happy with being clubbed by the right hand brace of Jason Pierre-Paul. 4-yard loss there, but good sign for Giant fans to see that pressure from both defensive ends.
You know, initially Tom Coughlin said Jason Pierre-Paul thought less was more in trying to protect that hand. Now he realizes more is more. They've gone to the bigger brace, and he's using it. 3rd and 13, Fitzpatrick out of the end zone, connects downfield. Fitzpatrick hooking up with Enunwa. 28-yard pass play, and a first down for the Jets.
Now, great pocket awareness by Fitzpatrick. He was just sacked on the previous play, a 4-man rush this time. Finds a little hole in the pocket, then a hole in the secondary, and Enunwa, with the longest catch of his brief career here, gets the Jets out of trouble.
Line of scrimmage now, the 32. Decker is the motion man. On first down, Powell. Up the gut, Jay Bromley meets him for a gain of 1. JB and Boomer, NFL Today update.
Texans trying to make it 5 straight. And how about just knowing where everybody is on defense? I don't know what the Bills were doing here, guys, but that's Brian Hoyer to Ryan Griffin, 8 yards. Missed extra point by Houston, and I do appreciate the support from Ian and from Dan in regards to the Battle of the Blondes on, Halloween, 1993? Thanks, guys.
Blonde bombshell, I believe that was the term.
Yeah, whatever.
I think we have video. We're going to roll that in at some point, Boomer.
Can we really?
Yeah, we're going to roll it.
That'd be great.
Absolutely. 2nd and 9. Ridley caught from behind. Trevin Wade pressing the line and limiting Ridley to no gain on the play.
You can see a part of the Jets' defensive game plan today is to crowd the line of scrimmage with safeties and that time the corner, Wade, getting up there. We've seen Collins blitz, we've seen Dahl blitz, but Fitzpatrick so far has been cool in the pocket.
And a dime package here for the Giants. Trumaine McBride, the veteran, is in. Fitzpatrick, 5 straight completions. He's 5 of 6. 3rd and 9. Gets crushed. Fitzpatrick was trying to step up. Cullen Jenkins, all 305 pounds of him, ends the first quarter with an emphatic sack on Fitzpatrick. It'll be 4th down for the Jets when we come back. 3-0 the Jets leading the Giants after 1. Back to the Meadowlands after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Entering play today, the Giants had only 12 sacks, fewest amount that they've had in team history through 11 games. They started keeping sacks as an official stat in the NFL in 1982. They've got 2 today. Harris back there with Beckham. Harris, the return man, coming to the outside. Harris has got a lane. Harris cuts it back, working the tightrope of the sideline. Now cuts it inside. Harris all the way. Touchdown, Giants. 80 yards.
Tom Coughlin, very prophetic yesterday when he told us he had the edge in special teams, especially in the return game. The wall is set up perfectly, but how about the move there to get away from Quigley, then to break the tackle there of Powell, and then the speed to take it all the way.
The 3rd punt return touchdown of his career. Had a kick return touchdown of 100 yards against Dallas earlier this season. Dwayne Harris, a difference maker on special teams. Extra point from Josh Brown. The Giants take the lead. 7-3. We are just underway in the second quarter at MetLife. The 6th non-offensive touchdown scored by the Giants this season. That's the most in the NFL. 80 yards for Harris on the punt return. 7-3. Giants leading it. First punt return for a touchdown for the Giants in 6 years, 2009. Josh Brown will kick it off. Antonio Cromartie is deep for the Jets. Cromartie will take it out 2 yards deep in the end zone. He's looking for an angle. Slow down. Cromartie doubles back the other way. Circles. Cromartie across the 30. And brought down just short of the 34 by Moore.
Now, why do you have Odell Beckham back with Dwayne Harris? Watch the effect that Beckham has after the catch by Harris. Beckham is going to come back here for a potential lateral, but the effect it has on 3 tacklers as Harris comes this way, 3 less guys to bring him down as the picket line is set up perfectly. And pity the poor soul, the punter Quigley trying to make a tackle on an athlete like Harris.
So the Jets take over now, trailing the Giants 7-3 here in the second quarter. Fitzpatrick. Incomplete. Fitzpatrick took a shot from Marcus Kuhn. Pass was in the direction of Kellen Davis.
Fitzpatrick had only been sacked 11 times this season in 11 games. Twice already in the first quarter. Starts the second quarter flat on his back because of the 303-pound Kuhn. That ball came out wobbly because of that pressure.
Jets #1 in the NFL in fewest amount of sacks allowed coming into the game this week. Davis lines up as a receiver for the Jets. The tight end. Fitzpatrick, low snap. Underneath, trying to get Eric Decker involved. It's a 4-yard pickup. Unga with a tackle. Find the perfect gift for your favorite sports fan, team and player apparel, and gear for every sport. Plus free shipping when you shop at CBS Sports. Shop now at cbssports.com/gift. 3rd and 6 for the Jets. Giants 6 defensive backs. McBride has come in. Powell in the backfield. And now Decker will shift out of there, set up in the slot. Shotgun, rush coming. Fitzpatrick hit once again. Could not get it to Marshall. The Giants continue to put the pressure on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Trevin Wade on the blitz.
The second time that Wade has blitzed today, coming off the slot from the right side of the screen there, as Fitzpatrick steps up and gets hit right in the back by Wade.
Ryan Quigley to punt it. This time there is no Odell Beckham back there. This one is out of bounds. Quigley has been inconsistent this season. Averaged 45.7 yards per punt in his first 2 years. That one will go down as a 43-yarder. Well, this is where the numbers don't mean a whole lot when you get a play on special teams that Harris provided. Muhammad Wilkerson is in for the Jets as the Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And off, Andre Williams breaks a tackle. Williams carries some Jets with him as he crosses the 30-yard line for a 13-yard pickup. Downstairs to Evan Washburn. Evan?
Well, guys, this is the Jets' first defensive series of the second quarter. Muhammad Wilkerson was held out of that first quarter. No injury to report. It was a coach's decision. I'll speak with Todd Bowles at halftime to try and get some further clarification for you.
All right, thanks, Evan. Akeem Nicks in his second stint with the Giants is now out there. Will tie the motion man on 1st down. Moving pocket. Manning high throw. Incomplete. Try to make the connection to tie. NFL Today update. It's JB and Boomer in New York.
Bills trying to turn the fortunes around.
How about the dual threat? Tyrod Taylor is going to take off 8-yard run. That's his 3rd rush TD of the year. Already Buffalo has run for 109 yards on the ground against this Houston Texans defense. 14-6 Bills.
Ian, Dan, and Evan.
And guys, very important game in that playoff picture in the AFC with Buffalo trying to stay alive. Hand it off. It is Williams. We asked Tom Coughlin about the running game in general. He said, look, if we had a bell cow, we would use him. We don't. We've got different guys that bring different skills to the game. Specifically about Williams, he said, I still believe in him, but pass protection continues to be an issue, and that's part of the reason why he's not on the field consistently.
And in an obvious passing situation, he leaves the field, but has got the Giants with a couple of positive runs, but 3rd down specialist Vereen in the game.
And he's a threat on 3rd and 5. Sets up on the outside.
Hey, go 25, go 25.
Manning operating out of the gun. Play clock is down to 1. Manning looks, hits, will tie, twirl down, couldn't break free of Demario Davis. No gain on the play. The Giants will punt.
Boy, it looked like that tie could have spun back to the inside. This is a great tackle. Low tackle below the knees and hanging on by Davis. Great job of just grabbing one leg and spinning him to the ground.
If Ty breaks away, he's got a 1st down and then some.
Yep.
Curley is the deep man waiting for this punt from Brad Wing. End over end. Ranging over. Curley loses the football. Scoops it back up and he's out of bounds. Loses yardage in the process as the snapper Zach Diassi makes his way downfield for the Giants. 39-yard punt. -3 on the return for Curley.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Macy's, Land Rover, Above and Beyond, and by PlayStation 4, the best place to play.
MetLife Stadium hosting the Jets and the Giants. Well, the Giants in front 7-3, 11:06 to play in this first half. Jets take over short of the 20-yard line. Chris Ivory leaping, and he loses the football. Ivory coughs it up. The Giants claim they've got it, and they do. Big blue on the recovery, Jason Pierre-Paul, and flags come flying down as the two teams were jostling.
Yeah, it was a big hit by Jasper Brinkley that jarred this ball loose. And then Pierre-Paul got right down on top of it. It looked like Ivory had something going. That's his first carry in quite a while. Before that, he had that 20-yarder. It kind of disappeared from the game plan.
Officials huddling up, waiting on the call from John Hussey.
And this has to do with sorting out all these yellow flags on the field. This is going to be Giants football.
The ruling on the field is a fumble and recovered by the defense. After the play, personal foul, Number 77. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. New York Giants keep the ball. First down.
Now watch the hit by Brinkley with the right shoulder, right on the ball. The ball pops out, and then Pierre-Paul beats his teammates to the ball. And then afterwards, you can see the wrestling match going on here.
Well, that's Giacomini, and there's the penalty. Coming in late was James Carpenter after the officials felt that they had maintained the peace. And that cost the Jets dearly because the Giants take over at the 10 for a first and goal. Orleans Darkwa is in. Motion man is Nix. On first down. Handoff. Darkwa running inside. Picks up 2 on the play. 2.5 depending on the spot.
Well, the Giants lead 7-3 and they're going in for more right now with an offense that has gained just 48 yards here in the first half.
Big play on special teams, the 80-yard return by Dwayne Harris, and then a big play on defense, knocking the ball away from Chris Ivory. Second and goal for the Giants. Manning, pump. Manning hooks a pass. It's caught by Nix, short of the goal line. It'll be third and goal inside the 1.
Just a 3-man pass rush by the Jets allows Nix to work his way all the way across the field to the middle of the field. Question is, did he break the plane with the ball before his knee hits down? Apparently just inches short of the goal line.
And Dan, they send Mark Herzlich on offense, the linebacker. Third and goal. Trying to power it in. Andre Williams is denied. What do you do if you're Tom Coughlin? Fourth and goal.
Well, the answer is you send out the field goal team, much to the dismay of this crowd.
Jets defensive coordinator Casey Rogers pumping the fist as the Jets defense stops the Giants from banging it in.
That's got to be a win for the Jets defense too, doesn't it?
Well, considering where the Giants took over and Hakeem Nicks was an eyelash away from a touchdown. This is a 20-yard field goal. Josh Brown is still perfect on the season. 24 of 24. Giants extend their lead. It's now 10-3 in the second quarter. Be there for the most legendary party of the year. Carrie Underwood, Lady Gaga, Sam Smith, and many more celebrate the 100th birthday of the one and only Sinatra. An all-star Grammy salute you don't want to miss tonight at 9, 8 Central. Only CBS applicable because we've got New York, New York. Dan?
Yeah, start spreading the news. This is how close Nix gets to the end zone. Ball never quite got to that plane, just inches short. And the Jets defense doing a great job of denying the Giants a touchdown.
4 plays, 8 yards. It took just under 2 minutes. Brown with a 20-yard field goal. And with 8:58 to go in this first half, Giants lead the Jets 10-3. Deep man is Cromartie. He's got a long return this season of 54 yards. Cromartie will take it out of the end zone. Cromartie going to the other side of the field. Out of bounds as he crosses the 23-yard return.
Right, Fitzpatrick is 6 out of 9 for 68 yards and a whole bunch of bruises too. 2 sacks rather. That one by Ayers and then Collins, and then the big shot by Kuhn. And Fitzpatrick playing with a dislocated, surgically repaired left thumb. Taking a lot of hits here in the first half.
Hey, Mike's 5'3", Mike's 5'3".
We asked him about going against JPP. He said watching the film, you could tell he's starting to come on. You can see it on tape. He's an elite player. You just hope he doesn't find his form against us, was his quote. Marshall with the catch. and banged from behind. Pierre Paul on the chase down. Brandon Marshall, that one covers 22 yards for the Jets.
And he's got great hands too. Look at him reach way in front of him for that shot from Fitzpatrick. That's a shot in the arm that the Jets offense needs at this point. Good for 22 yards. His third catch of the day.
Going against Prince Amukamara, who loves to play press coverage. He's learned some lessons though. His rookie year against Randy Moss, he got low in his stance and Moss just physically twisted him around and beat him on the play. Fitzpatrick, great grab. It's Marshall. Landon Collins, the rookie out of Alabama, over there defensively for the Giants. Back-to-back plays, Fitzpatrick to Marshall. That one covers 15.
And it's play-action pass, and so Fitzpatrick has time now to let Marshall clear all the way across the field and takes advantage of a guy who's 6'5" with a couple of long arms, good catching radius, puts the ball up high. Back-to-back throws to Marshall as the Jets on the move.
Marshall said, I didn't know a whole lot about Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Mike 5'3".
What I know now is that he's one of the most competitive guys I've ever been around. He loves football. He enjoys the nuances of the game. On the bootleg, on time. Fitzpatrick to Decker. And the Jets finding a rhythm in the passing game to the tune of 17 yards coverage from Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie.
Yeah, the bootleg comes out this way, and it takes him a long time to get to the outside, but that allows Decker to get down the field and work the comeback route on the outside in front of DRC.
Dan, at the end of that play, a flag was thrown at the 27-yard line.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, New York Jets team bench. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced. First down and 10.
Wow. That is not something you see a whole lot of. The bench getting called for it, and it's Willie Colon who is on IR. Colon out for the season, a fiery offensive lineman, a native of New York, and Colon had some words at the end of the play in a game that he's not even participating in.
And just wiped out a big gain and stole some of the momentum that Fitzpatrick had provided.
Mike 5'3", Mike 5'3".
We'll hit the 7-minute mark of this second quarter. 10-3 lead for the Giants. First down from the 40. Ivory on the stop and go. And the pile pushed for 2.5 yards. Kuhn and Thomas combined to bring him down. First 5 possessions for the Jets.
Yeah, just one really good drive that did not even get to the end zone. They had to settle for the short field goal. But since that point, really have gotten away from the rushing attack. Ivory was so effective on that 11-play drive, but did have the fumble. That was just his third fumble of the year, the second time he's lost one.
It's a 2nd and 8. Before that penalty on the Jets bench, the Jets were in field goal range at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, we're okay. White 80!
Fitzpatrick steps up, avoids the rush of Pierre Paul, and Fitzpatrick takes a hit.
He got away from Jason Pierre-Paul because JPP's got that club on his right hand, couldn't make the tackle. Tried to grab the shoulder pad, and it just could not bring him down. Watch the right hand here, covered by that padding, and Fitzpatrick just shrugs it off.
4 receivers set. 3rd and 6 for the Jets. From the gun. Rush coming. Dump off. The wall. Powell. Getting to the outside. And Powell is hit along the sideline. They'll move the chains for the Jets. Eric Decker with a key block. 16-yard catch and run for Powell.
Now Craig Dahl is on the blitz from the right side of the screen. JPP got in as well on Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick goes Quisenberry on you with the sidearm throw to Powell.
I thought you might go Kent Tekulve. You're going Quisenberry, huh?
One of those guys.
Line of scrimmage is now the 20. Jason Pierre-Paul on the Giants sideline. 5 minutes to play in the first half.
Challenge flag thrown by Tom Coughlin.
Stops the clock with 4:58 remaining. Is he challenging whether or not
The New
Powell
York
was out of
Giants
bounds?
are
Or
challenging
where
the
he
ruling
may
on the
have gone
field
out of bounds.
of where the runner stepped out of bounds.
So we'll take a
Timeout.
closer look at it with Bilal Powell after the catch. Right there, he was out. It was a 3rd and 6 at the 36.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Amazon Fire TV. Change the way you TV. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Tom Coughlin challenging where Bilal Powell stepped out of bounds. You can see he has the first down already, and he's going to go out at the 22-yard line. They marked the ball at the 20. Curious challenge by Coughlin.
The call on the field stands. The New York Giants will be charged a timeout. That is their first challenge.
Well, again, this is one of those where you might be right, but is it even worth it? It is a 2-yard differential. Not sure what the officials were looking for there. In our first glance, it appeared that Powell had stepped out at the 22. They spotted the football at the 20. At the very least, he stepped out at the 21 on the next.
Yeah, but he clearly was out of bounds at the 22, and they're giving him the extra 2 down to the 20. You tell me.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with 4:58 to go first half. Play fake. Dump off. Ivory with the catch. Tries to make a move. And Ivory is hit by Jasper Brinkley. Well behind the line of scrimmage, so they lose 5 yards on the play.
Another great open field tackle. This time it's Brinkley. Remember, Brinkley caused the fumble on the last series of plays for the Jets. But Fitzpatrick is heating up a bit. That's 5 for 5 on the drive, although that did go for a loss.
No team has given up more yards this season than the New York Giants. 419.6 per game.
And 309 per game through the air.
2nd and 16 for the Jets. Play clock is winding down. Protection holds up. Fitzpatrick looking to run. Chopped down at the 25. It's a 1-yard gain as DeMontre Moore makes the play in the open field.
Now the Giants are aware of how much Fitzpatrick likes to run. And he's giving it his all there, but a good diving tackle there by Moore as he lays out and keeps Fitzpatrick to a very short gain.
9th play of the drive. 174 yards of offense for the Jets, but only 3 points to show for it. Jets go empty. Shotgun Fitzpatrick. Underneath. Powell. Catch and curl. Powell stays on his feet. He's gone. Touchdown. Jets. Bilal Powell takes it all the way.
Boy, and give Jan Gailey a lot of credit for the design of this play. And perfectly executed by the Jets offensive line. It's a screen right down the middle. The offensive lineman release as Powell makes the catch. Mangold out in front with a block on Dahl. A missed tackle there in the secondary. And Powell is in the end zone for his first reception by way of the pass for a touchdown this season.
Powell, in his 5th year in the league, all-around skills. That is what keeps him on this roster year in and year out. The extra point from Bullock. Jan Gailey dials up the right play at the right time for the Jets. Quiets the crowd for the moment. Jets and Giants all tied up in the 2nd quarter. Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Tony on the phone right now? Are you talking to Tony on the phone? Nope, Tony's off. Preview of Thursday Night Football only on NFL Network. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report.
See how happy the 2 ex-Jets are all of a sudden?
You think so, huh?
Well, they're chuckling.
There was some chuckling. You're right. I don't know if it had anything to do with this 9-play, 79-yard drive by the Jets. Capped off by Powell's first career touchdown reception. Kickoff. Bullock into the corner and unreturnable for Harris. Fitzpatrick was 6 of 6 on the drive.
Well, keep your eye on the offensive linemen for the Jets. Right in the middle, Carpenter, Mangold, and Winters as they release, and they get the key blocks here. And then Powell high-stepping his way into the end zone. 21st touchdown pass of the year thrown by Fitzpatrick as he was 6 for 6 on that drive.
Fitzpatrick is on pace for 3,600 yards this season and 29 touchdowns. Now Eli Manning takes over with 3:21 to work with just the 16th offensive play of the first half for the Giants. On first down, fake it, Manning, a toss underneath. The dangerous Shane Vereen. He knows the Jets quite well from his days in New England. That's a 7-yard pickup. Buster Screen will get credit for the tackle.
Yeah, Manning just 4 of 9. 1 reception each for Beckham, Nix, Vereen, and Ty.
2nd and 3, Miles White is in. It's a running play, Vereen. 1-yard pickup. Let's check in once again with Evan Washburn down on the field. Evan?
Well, guys, just to follow up on the Muhammad Wilkerson story, our Jason Leckenfor is reporting that he was late to a morning meeting, had been fined and warned, so that was the reason for his absence in the first quarter of this game.
All right, thanks for the info. Wilkerson is in there right now for the Jets. Did not play in the first quarter. 3rd and 2 for the Giants. Manning over the middle. Odell Beckham splits defenders. Goodbye, Beckham! Touchdown, Giants! 72 yards on the catch and run. Electrifying.
And afterwards, he wins the 60-yard high hurdles as well. Just a crossing route. Mix up in the secondary. And Marcus Gilchrist, no shot at all. Beckham pulls away and celebrates by going over the hurdles.
We asked Beckham about moving around, lining up in different spots. He said he actually likes lining up inside because you get to mix it up and it gives you more route options. You think back to the last meeting between these two teams. Victor Cruz went for 99. It wasn't quite 99, but Beckham has been overcoming hurdles throughout his life. The Jets have been susceptible to big plays throughout the season, and the Giants just made them pay. Odell Beckham Jr., 4 touchdown catches of 50 or more yards. That one 72 yards, and the Giants regain the lead.
Had an 87-yarder against the Patriots. Interesting in talking to Antonio Cromartie about Beckham and Jarvis Landry of the Dolphins. He felt that Landry had better speed and better running ability after the catch than Beckham. Well, I don't think he wants to look at the tape of that catch and run by Beckham. Might have to eat his words.
On the kickoff, the ball, Powell is now the return man. Moves forward to get it. Powell is in the middle of that pile and is brought down short of the 25.
And you talked about Beckham being in the slot. Here he is, bottom left of the screen. There's a little slant route. And with the coverage real loose on Beckham, he splits the defenders there, and it's all over. I mean, they're not even close to closing on Beckham. He's a good 3-step or 2 on the high hurdles. You know, they talk about coaches talk about players playing with their hair on fire.
You don't even have to say the next line. That's just a ... First down for the Jets, just over 2 minutes to go. High throw! Should have been picked off. Mukamara was in better position than Decker was to catch it.
Now Decker's just going to wave at this one. It is thrown a little bit high over the top there, and right through the hands of Mukamara. Right off his shoulder pads, in fact.
2nd and 10, 2:03 remaining in this first half. 17-10, Giants leading the Jets. Powell in the backfield. Fitzpatrick, floater too high for Powell. And a flag is thrown back at the 18-yard line. Pressure from Collins and McBride.
And McBride claiming he was held.
And he was. We've hit the 2-minute warning here. Now the question is whether or not Coughlin wants to accept it or not.
Brian Winters not only held him, he tackled him. As McBride
Holding
coming on the blitz.
Offense. That penalty has declined. 3rd down. This is the 2-minute warning.
So it'll be a 3rd and 10 for the Jets with 1:59 to play in the second quarter when we come back. Tom Coughlin declined that penalty. Didn't want to give the Jets another down, and that would force the Giants to possibly use a timeout. Instead, they want to take their chances on a 3rd and 10 and stopping them here. High floater to Powell. And he'll come up short of the 1st down. Brought down by Jonathan Casillas. It's a 6-yard pickup, and the Jets will punt. The Giants will have a lot of time to work with here. 1:50 remaining on the clock, and a 17-10 lead. A timeout used.
And look who's back for the Giants to return this punt. The 2 big playmakers so far in this first half. Dwayne Harris with an 80-yard punt return, and then that 72-yard beauty from Beckham from Manning.
So Harris is standing around the 25. He and Beckham are sorting out exactly who's going to wait where. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB and the rest of the gang back in New York. Scores, highlights, and a preview of Thursday Night Football only on NFL Network. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. So Ryan Quigley, something extra for him to think about here. The threat of Beckham. Angling it towards the sideline, and nobody's going to touch it. Out of bounds. Contact along that sideline. Giants fans wanted a flag as Beckham Jr. was ranging over. 37-yard punt, and the Giants have 1:42 left in this first half, leading 17-10. Total yards, first 18 plays, 64 total yards, and then Beckham obliterated that with a 72-yard catch and run.
He's got 4 straight 100-yard games. He's got 92 yards so far in the first half on just 2 catches.
His mom, Heather Van Norman, was a track star at LSU, currently the track coach at Nicholls State.
And I bet she ran the hurdles.
Here's Manning stepping up. Manning is sacked. Back at the 30, Mike Catapano, the Long Island native who grew up a Jet fan in Bayville, New York, out of Princeton, Chaminade High School, gets the sack and a loss of 3. He was a running back in high school and then moved to defense in the Ivies. Manning puts it on time to Will Tye. Wrapped up at the 25, Marcus Gilchrist giving chase. And it matches Tye's number, 45 yards on the reception.
And a career long for Tye. And again, the Jets back-to-back passes turned loose a Giant receiver for huge gains. A total bust in the secondary for New York.
Dan, over the last 7 games, nobody has given up more passing yards in the NFL than the New York Jets.
And he's just going to run right down the field. There's nobody there. The safety splitting, more concerned with the outside receivers, Randall and Beckham, leaving the tight end wide open down the middle.
Giants are out of timeouts, 1:07 left on the clock. And it's a 1st and 10 at the 25 of the Jets. No Darrelle Revis, missing his 2nd straight game with a concussion. His backup, Marcus Williams, not available with a sprained MCL left knee. On 1st down, take the running play. Manning sets up, throws, deep ball. Beckham could not secure it.
Look down, Taco Bell.
And a little shaken up on the play.
Yeah, he's going to run a post route here. Gets behind Walls, has it there, and then from the side comes in Pryor. Watch Pryor's hands here go for the ball. And just pull it away as Beckham hits the ground.
2nd and 10. Beckham to the Giants sideline. Toss to the perimeter. Dwayne Harris. Now the clock will continue to roll. Why did Harris not continue out of bounds?
Now he looked like he was stumbling there as he turned up the field.
So we're down to 44 seconds to go. It's a 3rd and 2 for the Giants. Manning has time. Now flushed. Throws offline. Miles White, the intended target. In his 3rd year from Louisiana Tech, Buster screen and coverage. And it's 4th down for the Giants.
That shows the effect of having Beckham on the sidelines. Looked like he might have got the wind knocked out of him when he hit the ground. The Giants passing attack really suffered there once he went to the sidelines.
35-yard attempt for Josh Brown, 13-year veteran. He knocks it through. And the Giants have doubled up the Jets in this first half, 20-10. And we mentioned Odell Beckham's mom, Heather. She comes to the game. She handles his business affairs. And he said they have a great relationship. Sometimes, though, when she calls, he's not sure, is she calling as mom or is she calling as his business manager? We talked about her background in track. Clearly, Odell has got some skills as well. She's very superstitious. She comes to the games, but she won't watch once the ball is snapped and she senses the ball's going to Odell. She'll look down at her phone or just find a spot to stare here at the stadium.
Yeah, I think it's safe for her to keep her eye on her son.
She's superstitious. Obviously, it's working for her, so I'm not sure she's going to disrupt the routine, Dan.
I just wonder if she saw the hurdle act after the touchdown. I think that was sweet for your old mom.
Well, he said that once the crowd starts cheering, she knows she can now look up. Something good is happening. She can look up then.
She had a lot of time to look up on that 72-yarder because that was a short pass that Odell Beckham, 72 yards.
So the Giants with a 20-10 lead now on the Jets. 30 seconds remaining in this first half. Jets have 2 timeouts left. Antonio Cromartie standing 9 yards deep in the end zone. Brown will put this one on the ground. It's scooped up at the 9-yard line by Cumberland, the tight end. And he's brought down short of the 20-yard line by Landon Collins on special teams.
Now we're watching 2 of the best in the NFL today. Brandon Marshall and Odell Beckham. Beckham with a one-handed grab for 22 yards. Then he takes this one for 72 and a touchdown. Marshall, on the other hand, he hasn't been quiet. He's got 4 catches, and 2 of them came on the touchdown drive earlier in the second quarter.
Mike's 5-4.
Last week, Brandon Marshall had 9 catches, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. He came in 69 yards away from 1,000 yards. Ivory on the catch, trying to get towards the sideline, and he does. So the Jets not taking a knee, trying to press forward here with 16 seconds left in the second quarter.
Trying to get Randy Bullock in range. His long for his career, 55 yards. Perfect 3 for 3 now with the Jets, but his longest with the Jets only 41. But an unusual day here in the Meadowlands. Absolutely no wind at all.
Jets still need 40 yards here to get into range. Fitzpatrick will toss it away. Not going to take any chances with a flag down at the 34. Demontre Moore put the heat on Ryan Fitzpatrick. Two penalties against the Jets today. No penalties against the Giants. We have 10 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Right now, Brandon Marshall's being restrained by his teammates. He wants to go after one of the Giants right now.
Cullen Jenkins is the one returning the words in the direction of Marshall.
This is going to be on Brandon Marshall.
Illegal hit, use of the hands, hands to the face, defense, number 38. 5-yard penalty, automatic,
Yeah, that's
first
an
down.
interesting call on Tremaine McBride. He's going a little hand fighting with Marshall. That's a missed call by the officials. McBride's hands never got to the face mask of Marshall, and Marshall just hauls off and slugs him with the right hand, and he doesn't get the penalty? How do you miss that? You see, apparently hands to the face, and you don't see the right-handed cross?
Line of scrimmage is now the 30. Handoff. Ivory breaks a tackle, hit from behind by Jason Pierre-Paul, and now the teams are coming together once again. And Marshall stuck his hand in the face of McBride on the previous play. Marshall and Jenkins continue the conversation as time runs out in this first half. Co-tenants here at MetLife Stadium, but not necessarily teams that like one another. There used to be a lot of animosity between these two franchises. That's settled down through the years, but a lot on the line here between the Jets and the Giants. We've hit the half. 20-10, the Giants in front. Verizon Halftime Report is coming up after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50. Fitzpatrick is dumped. Ivory coughs it up. The Giants claim they've got it, and they do. Manning over the middle. Odell Beckham, goodbye, Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. We've had some fireworks here at MetLife. Started the third quarter with the Giants in front 20-10. Welcome back, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. What a difference a week makes for the New York Giants. Stumbled out of the gates against the Washington Redskins last week. Tried to rally this week. That has not been the issue. Some big plays for the New York Giants.
Well, Coughlin said he thought he had an edge in the return games, and that obviously paid off with Harris's 80-yard punt return. But turnover free in that first half is really the key. And again, you talk about the big plays, and none bigger than Odell Beckham.
All right, how about on the other side? You're the New York Jets. You're down on the scoreboard at the break. What's the mindset and the approach for Todd Bowles and company?
Well, they got to go back to the running attack. It was so effective on that first drive, the second drive actually, when they got down to the field goal. And Chris Ivory had a 20-yard gain on that series, but since then just 27 yards on his 6 other carries. So back to the running game for the Jets would be critical.
So the New York Jets at 6-5, the Giants at 5-6. Critical showdown here today. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Giants will have the football to start this second half. They won the toss, deferred. Harris has the 80-yard punt return for a touchdown. And he's waiting on the kick from Randy Bullock. In that first half, Manning, 7 of 14, 161 yards and a touchdown. Of course, the big one to Beckham. Second half underway from East Rutherford, New Jersey. Harris will take it out a yard deep. And Harris takes a big hit as he crossed the 25-yard line by Rontez Miles on special teams. Downstairs to Evan Washburn.
Well, Ian, Todd Bowles would like to see his team play with more poise. The 2 busted coverages and that 1 bench penalty. He told me he felt like the Giants got in their head a little bit. Now for Tom Coughlin, he loved the intensity of his team. He said they have to continue to stop the run. I asked him, what's the priority here in the second half? And he was simply said, it's points.
All right. Well, that's a very straight answer.
And good news for the Giants that Odell Beckham back in the lineup.
Banged his head at the end of that second quarter. Trying to get Beckham involved, and Cromartie nearly had the interception for the Jets.
Yeah, Cromartie ran the route that time for Odell Beckham. It was a slant route, and how quickly does Cromartie undercut it and can't pull it in with his left hand. That would have been a huge start for the second half for the Jets.
Jerome Cunningham is in for the Giants. They've used Will Tye mostly at that tight end spot. Andre Williams is hit after the gain of 1. Damon Harrison snacks, makes the stop for the Jets.
Yeah, so much for time of possession when you make big plays. The punt return and the long pass reception.
Change in personnel here for the Jets. Lorenzo Malden, edge rusher in. Giants will go empty on a 3rd and 9. Motion man is Andre Williams. Just underway in the second half. Manning, protection holds up. Manning, it's caught by Beckham. First down, Giants, with a flag thrown back at the 18. Well, we got the first down part of it.
I picked it up. I picked it.
This was like a Aaron Rodgers commercial for a moment. Discount double check. Your mic's on.
Should I make the bobble the ball signal?
You make the bobble the ball. I'll just look as if it's really important.
You've got a migraine, looks like.
First and 10 at the 42. Handoff. Williams, not much there. Williams trying to run inside. Gain of a yard or so for the Giants. Demario Davis in on that stop. 5th straight game with 100 or more receiving yards. That's a single season franchise record. It ties the overall franchise record, which was held by Homer Jones back in the 60s. Drop ball. It's Williams, and that would have been a first down. He had the step on David Harris.
Yeah, he was going to run for a long way because Manning finds him out of the backfield. And you can see Harris in a trail position here as the ball goes right through the arms of Andre Williams.
23rd drop pass this season for the Giants, tied for 3rd most in the NFL. It's a 3rd and 9 now, with 13:35 to play in the 3rd. Operating out of the gun. Manning looks toward Beckham's direction, goes with a high run to Tye. Will Tye! First down, Giants.
This is a guy that goes 265. Watch him get off the ground here and do an Odell Beckham imitation. Over the top of Lattimore.
And the Giants working quickly here. Flags come down.
Full start. Offense number 45. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, Tye is offsides on that play, but previous play just over the fingertips of Lattimore.
We asked Tom Coughlin about Tye. He said he's done a decent job. He's a thick guy. Will catch the ball for you. Look at him and you think he would be a better blocker, but he's a young guy trying to find his way. He's improving each week. First and 15 now for the Giants. Manning steps up. Manning is sacked at the 40-yard line. The Jets get to Eli Manning. Leonard Williams leading the charge. Douzable exchanging some words with the Giants offensive line. Weston Richburg and Justin Pugh back for the Giants after being inactive last week.
Yeah, left side of the screen, you can see the little twist there with Mohammed Wilkerson, and around the corner goes Leonard Williams there, beating Bobby Hart.
Hart getting the start for the injured Marshall Newhouse. There's a loss of 4 on the play. Running play to Williams, makes a cut, trying to get to the outside. That's sniffed out by Rontez Miles. It's a gain of 1 for Williams, and it's 3rd and long for the Giants. The Giants are playing at the 3rd fastest pace in the NFL on offense, behind Philadelphia and Houston. Just going off the least amount of time in between offensive plays.
Yeah, that was the game plan that Eli talked to us about yesterday, trying to wear out the defense by having them run more plays.
On 3rd and 18, Manning Rainbow delivery. Hauled in. Miles White. A flag is down.
They're going to get Eric
Offense number
Flowers for
76.
holding.
10-yard penalty. Third down.
It's the #1 draft pick, 9th overall, Eric Flowers.
Well, here's Flowers right here, and here comes the pressure around the corner. Malden with good speed beats Flowers to the spot, and Flowers just had to reach around his neck and bring him down. Negates a 35-yard pass play.
And now it's 3rd and 28. They're backed up all the way to the 49-yard line. Rashad Jennings is in. Limited action for Jennings today. Manning gets rid of it. Caught by White. And brought down immediately by David Harris. 5-yard pickup as Manning took a hit from Wilkerson and an injured Giant on the play. It is Flowers. The Giants dealing with so many injuries on the offensive line. They've lost Schwartz for the year. Newhouse is out. Pugh and Richburg just got back. Flowers has been an anchor. They are checking on the left ankle of Eric Flowers, who went down with an injury. Eric Decker is the deep man off the punt from Brad Wing. Decker, fair catch called for, and he's got it at the 13-yard line. 31-yard punt. Here at MetLife, whose broadcast is he listening to exactly?
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light. It never needs a battery. And by United States Air Force. Experience more at airforce.com.
Jets take over at their own 12-yard line. They trail the Giants 20-10 here in the 3rd quarter. Give it to Ivory. Ivory, a shake and bake move. Giants defenders ready for him. A 1-yard pickup. Robert Ayers and Landon Collins made sure that Ivory could not find an opening.
Well, he made the first guy miss, but just great pursuit down the line by the Giants. See him get away from Ayers there, but Wade slows him down, and Ayers cleans him up.
And Flowers is being carted off. Remember, the Giants lost Will Beatty, who was supposed to start at left tackle during the offseason. Pectoral injury, lifting weights. Flowers was supposed to be the starter at right tackle. He was forced to move over to left tackle. 2nd and 9 now. Play fake. Fitzpatrick gets it to Ivory. Ivory caught from behind at the 24. That's an 11-yard gain and a first down for the Jets. Landon Collins will get credit for the tackle.
Yeah, the big thing about Ivory is he's so dangerous. Once he gets the ball out in space, we've seen how effective he is running between the tackles as well and bouncing to the outside, but he should be featured prominently here in the second half.
First down for the Jets at their own 24. We approach 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. Ivory gets the call. And hit by Casillas and Brinkley. Hey, NFL fans, order your holiday gifts from NFLshop.com today and save 20% at the official store of the NFL, NFLshop.com. Second and 10 for the Jets. Todd Bowles, he's a Jersey guy, local guy, Elizabeth, New Jersey. We asked him, who'd you root for growing up, Jets or Giants? He said, neither. I liked the Minnesota Vikings,
The Baltimore
Colts. Fitzpatrick connects with Kellen Davis. Wani Unga with a tackle. That's an 8-yard pickup. Bowles, 1981 class at Elizabeth High School. He was going for the Oscar Gamble look.
He still has that wry smile too, doesn't he?
He does. The Minutemen of Elizabeth High School then played at Temple. Ayers was shaken up on the play. and being escorted off the field. Nikita Whitlock, who's a fullback but can play defense because that's what he played in college at Wake Forest, and has played some defense for the Giants. We'll check in.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 250, and specializes in the spin move. Up as he spins right out of the huddle back to the sidelines.
Well, that was short-lived.
Well, you gave him a good pop there.
Yep, we hardly knew you, Nikita. 3rd and 2.
54, cheer.
Under 8 minutes to play in the third. Jets trying to put together a drive here. 3rd and manageable with Fitzpatrick. A jump. Pierre Paul trying to get to the QB and a flag down.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 90 of the defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
That type of penalty is just inexcusable. Gives your opponent an automatic first down. It's going to be 3rd and 3, and way off sides was Pierre Paul.
How about that wrap? As a quarterback, what would you think of that? That thing coming at you.
I would have that checked by the officials every other play to make sure it's still legal. It's padded on the outside.
Out of the pocket, Fitzpatrick hooks up with Brandon Marshall. Out near the Giants sideline, they're checking on Ayers over there. It's a 5.5-yard pickup for Marshall.
But you can see the Jets getting the ball to their two main threats. On the ground, it's Ivory. Through the air, it's Marshall.
Jets have not had a 1,000-yard receiver since Jericho Cotchery in 2007, when he had 82 catches, 1,130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Marshall is now 9 yards away. 2nd and 5. 5 receivers set. Fitzpatrick steps up. Fitzpatrick looking for running room and dives head first for a yard. Jenkins and Pierre Paul made sure he was down.
It's been constant pressure throughout the afternoon on Fitzpatrick. He's been sacked twice but knocked down 5 times. He's had to carry the ball a couple of times as well. In fact, he has 4 carries for 7 yards. And he has not had a lot of time to throw.
And Whitlock is back in there for the Giants. He does have a sack this season for Big Blue. 3rd and 4 for the Jets. 20-10 lead for the Giants. Fitzpatrick. He hits Marshall. He doesn't have enough. Needed to get to the 47-yard line, and Landon Collins helped make sure that he did not get to the line to gain. And what do you do if you're the Jets?
Now there's your answer.
Ryan Quigley is coming out, the punter. The Giants defense has held up.
And it would have been a 4th and a good solid 1 yard. And at midfield, Todd Bowles not willing to gamble.
Dwayne Harris is by himself waiting for the punt at the 11-yard line. And a flag down. This play is waved off. Quigley actually did a good job putting it inside the 10.
Full start. Offense number 23. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Dexter McDougal called on the special teams penalty. So back it up for Quigley, now standing at his own 26-yard line. Harris moves forward to the 15. 80-yard punt return for a touchdown today for Dwayne Harris. Clean punt for Quigley. Harris brings it into 12. Down the sideline and out of bounds. They had hemmed him in on the 42-yard punt for Quigley. Giants maintain the lead. They've got the football here in the 3rd.
Jason Pierre-Paul on the bench. He's suffered a gash on his left knee when he banged knees with Breno Giacomini. That's the left knee with the other left knee.
And the Giants take over 1st and 10 at the 29. Changes on the offensive line. Manning throws. Beckham takes a big hit, but he holds on. Sheldon Richardson coming over. It's an 11-yard pickup for Beckham. We check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, the shuffling on the offensive line continues. Eric Flowers went to the locker room with a sprained left ankle. His return is questionable. That means Justin Pugh moved over to left tackle, the blind side, and then Dallas Reynolds moves into left guard.
All right, Evan, thanks very much. Reynolds had been starting at center for the injured Richburg. Running play to Darkwa, picks up 5. David Harris with a tackle for the Jets.
And they ran behind Pugh at left tackle and Reynolds at left guard and picked up solid yardage. 5 yards on the gain for Darkwa.
Justin Pugh, concussion. He missed most of November. And now he's in there at left tackle for the Giants. In his 3rd year from Syracuse, a first-round pick in 2013. 2nd and 5, and even 4 minutes to go in the 3rd. Nothing there for Darkwa. Muhammad Wilkerson waiting for him. A gain of maybe a half a yard just across the 45.
You can see the penetration and how the Jets defensive line stands up the Giants offensive line, and Wilkerson coming slicing in to make the tackle right at the line of scrimmage.
Malden is in, Lattimore is in for the Jets, and Darren Wall's in as a 5th defensive back. 3rd and 4 for the Giants. Jets looking to rush. Play clock is down to 2. And a jump.
Yeah, Pugh jumped.
Full start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
But did you see how the Jets were lining up to blitz on that side of the Giants offensive line? And the Giants were looking for it. They had Ty and Darkwa lined up there as well. Now Pugh is going to jump out of his stance here, but the threat of the blitz and the amount of time it took for Manning to call for the snap caused Pugh to jump.
Now it's a 3rd and 9. Manning on a dump off. Blockers, Darkwa gets to midfield. It is enough for a first down. Orleans Darkwa out of Tulane.
Key block here too for the center, Weston Richburg, on this screen pass as he releases at the same time as Darkwa gets the block on Wilkerson, and then just weaving his way for the first down goes Darkwa.
New set of downs for the Giants at the 49 of the Jets. They come up on 2 minutes to play in the 3rd. Take the handoff. Manning didn't like what he saw on one side of the field, so they'll sky it to the other. Dwayne Harris and Buster Screen matched up. The Jets are claiming that was an uncatchable ball, and that's what the officials have determined.
Well, the ball, you can't even see it in the picture here. And that's the definition of uncatchable. It never even happened.
So the fans react. It was right in front of the Jets sideline, and you saw the indicators from players and coaches
and equipment men and trainers.
Staff. 2nd and 10 now. Giants in front 20-10 on the Jets. On the draw, Darkwa. Marcus Gilchrist with the open field tackle. 4-yard pickup for Darkwa, seeing extended action here. We've seen less Rashad Jennings, a little bit of Vereen, bits and pieces of Williams, and Darkwa has gotten some chances here.
And he's looked good on this drive. Great tackle that time by Gilchrist, so that would have been a big gainer.
And this is a 3rd and 6. Manning setting the protection. Takes the snap. Manning steps up. Manning gets out of trouble. And takes a shot from David Harris. A chance to hit the quarterback for the linebacker Harris. Trying to sidestep away from danger.
Yeah, he does not go out of bounds here. And takes the shot from Harris on his right shoulder, and Manning a little slow getting up off the turf.
Eric Decker is deep, waiting for the punt from the Aussie Brad Wing, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Flag is down. A couple of players were getting into it. The Giants down it.
Talk about a critical mistake. Jets offsides, be a first down for the Giants.
Flag is at the 42.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, those are game changers. The Jets were going to get the football back down by 10. Instead, this drive continues for the Giants inside the Jets 40.
Right side of the screen. Actually, left side of the screen. Montez Miles, critical mistake.
31 seconds left in the third. Giants on first down. Motion man is Randall. Beckham in a matchup with Cromartie. Play clock down to 1. Manning on a give to Jennings. And a pile up for a gain of 1. Now these officials are trying to get in there quickly because tempers are flaring.
Well, both teams realize how important this game is, not because they're playing against their city rival. It's the playoffs that they're thinking about, and that should be their focus.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. At a standstill here with the Giants and the Jets. No scoring in the third. The fourth quarter is coming up. The Giants 20, the Jets 10. The NFL on CBS. Look at the playoff picture in the AFC. The Jets 6-5, currently on the outside looking in. A lot of tiebreaker scenarios in there. For the Giants, it's pretty simple. Go out, win the division. Currently tied with Washington. The Redskins own the tiebreak based on divisional record. 2nd and 9. Manning. Little toss to Jennings. Rashad Jennings after the catch. Takes it inside the 20. The acceleration for 19 yards.
Well, Justin Pugh's going to get a real good block here on Leonard Williams right about there to push him away from Jennings, and then Jennings is going to cover up as the tacklers come. Montez Miles finally brings him down, but big play by Rashad Jennings.
10th play of the drive. A drive that continued on a Jets penalty. Jennings running inside. Picks up 5 on the play. Leonard Williams there defensively. Odell Beckham had the big first half. Have you seen anything different in the second half that the Jets have done against him?
Well, the Jets have double teamed him more, so the Giants are moving Beckham more with before the snap from side to side, but he will be doubled right now with Cromartie and the safety over the top and Gilchrist.
Harris in the slot, Randall on the outside for the Giants. We're just underway in the fourth quarter, 20-10. Giants leading the Jets. From the gun, Manning knocked up in the air. Incomplete. He was trying to swing it out to Ty, and Wilkerson got a piece. Flag down at the 20-yard line.
Leg whip number 67 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's Justin Pugh once again at that left tackle position. Montez Miles had a chance at the pick.
They're going to get Pugh for a leg whip, actually, on Sheldon Richardson. It was a cut block by Pugh, and when he misses on the cut block, he raises up his left leg to trip Richardson.
Back it up to the 28-yard line. That's 6 penalties now against the Giants, costing them 45 yards today. And a 2nd and 20. Manning. Over the middle. Shane Vereen. Spun down. Darren Walls in on that stop. And Vereen Instead of moving forward after the catch, it goes down as no gain on the play. Tried to make a cut.
Well, and you can't hesitate, too. Yeah, he hesitated trying to make that cut.
Eli Manning has been excellent on third down. This is a 3rd and 20 for the Giants. 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Manning throws. Vereen the catch, a flag down. Vereen hit from the side as he crossed the 20-yard line.
They may get holding on Darren Walls against Odell Beckham.
And Beckham limping a bit, trying to walk it off and stretch it. Looked like the right foot of Beckham.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact, defense number 26. That 5-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
And another crushing blow for the Jets.
Yeah, 3rd and 20. Here's the illegal contact right here. Well past, and plus it's holding by Walls. It looked like he came down, may have just slightly twisted his right ankle.
8 targets today for Beckham, 4 catches, 120 yards, and the touchdown. 2 tight ends in this formation, Cunningham and Ty. A run by Jennings, and another flag thrown. Wilkerson and Miles in on that stop.
Holding, offense number 70. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And it's Weston Richburg. So the Giants move forward, the Giants move back. Wilkerson heads to the Jets sideline.
Now there's Westton Richburg with a good tackle that time. Damon Harrison.
This drive has gone 12 plays. Just about 8 minutes of elapsed action between the 3rd and 4th quarter. Wilkerson had a shoe issue. That's why he went to the Jets sideline. Now it's 1st and 20 for the Giants. Fake the handoff. Manning throws to the outside, handled by Randall, with 2 Jets there in the area. 6-yard pickup. Tomorrow, don't miss The Late Show with Stephen Colbert as Stephen reunites with Steve Carell, plus Jennifer Hudson, all new tomorrow, only CBS. Clock continues to roll. We're down to 11:42 left in this 4th quarter. This drive could have ended on a couple of occasions. Jets penalties have kept it alive. Up the middle, Jennings. Slammed down as Henderson lost his helmet on the play. 4-yard gain on forward progress, combining with Rontez Miles.
Gives you a little insight into the thinking of the Giants offensively at this point now, knowing they're in field goal range. Not wanting to risk a throw here, especially if Beckham isn't 100%.
14th play. The drive has lasted 9 minutes for the Giants. They've got a 10-point lead on the Jets. They face a 3rd and 10. Manning throwing. End zone. Flag down. 3 of them. Screen on the hold of Harris.
Harris going to the corner, and Screen stumbled and just reached out and tried to tackle Harris and draws 3 flags inside the 5-yard line, inside the 10, maybe at the 5.
Pass interference, defense number 45. The ball placed at the spot of the foul, first down.
Left side of the screen, you'll see as the ball is lofted to the corner, Screen grabs the hips of Harris.
And that will place the football at the 12-yard line. 6th penalty on the drive. 3 against the Jets, 3 against the Giants. Shane Vereen going up the gut. Picks up a yard. Damon Harrison with the tackle for the Jets.
And it's got to seem for the Jets offense that they've been on the sidelines for almost a half an hour. This drive has been stopped and started. Penalties.
Offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo in his second year with the Giants, formerly the quarterback coach in Green Bay. Manning gives himself up, goes down with Wilkerson. 9th sack of the season for Muhammad Wilkerson.
You know that Manning is going to be looking for number 13, Beckham, but so are the Jets. Gilchrist on the inside, Walls on the outside, and by that time, Manning is on the turf trying to avoid the big hit from Wilkerson.
Danny mentioned the Jets offense. They have run 7 plays in the second half. It's third down again for the Giants. Shotgun. Manning steps up. Manning throws. The lunging catch made by Randall, and he will be short of the first down.
Some catch here by Randall. Manning throwing it away from the defense.
Giants are keeping the offense on the field.
And Tom Coughlin giving his fans what they want. They're probably going to call timeout and talk about it.
Eli Manning has just passed a Hall of Famer on the all-time yardage list.
Did I cross that out or anything?
What are you doing there?
I'm getting used to it is what I'm doing.
Dan.
Hey, that's the game, you know. Way to go, Eli. Congratulations.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda. Hurry in for great deals during Happy Honda Days. And by Clean Crisp Coors Light.
How about this decision by Tom Coughlin, Dan?
Well, I like it. The defense is playing well. The offense, this type of situation, look for Manning to look for Vereen coming out of the backfield.
4th and 2 for the Giants, going for it inside the 5. Shotgun. Manning caught. Manning throws. It is picked off. Rontez Miles. The Giants elect not to go for the field goal. And Miles with the INT. Is it a potential game changer for the Jets? They trail the Giants by 10. Giants electing to go for it on 4th down. Eli Manning is intercepted. 4th red zone pick of the season for Manning. And Rontez Miles gives the Jets the football with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Trailing 20-10, Fitzpatrick throws to Eric Decker.
But go back to the interception. Beckham is going to be double teamed right here. The matchup is between Vereen and the linebacker. Miles comes over, does a great job of anticipating the slant route on Randall and picks it off.
Reaction from Tom Coughlin as he trusted the offense there on a 4th and 2. Just the second drive of this half for the Jets. 2nd and 1. Ivy's got first down. Took a hard hit as he turned from Cooper Taylor. That's a 2-yard pickup. Line of scrimmage is now the 25. We're down to 7:47 and counting left in the 4th quarter.
And after these first 2 plays of this drive, you see Fitzpatrick getting pretty good pass protection. But they need to pick up the pace a little bit. 7.5 to go, down 10.
Bilal Powell is now in there. Fitzpatrick looks. Eric Decker with the grab. That's 12 yards on the reception and a first down for the Jets. Trevin Wade there defensively.
21 of 26 now for Fitzpatrick. You can see no Giant anywhere near him as he has a clear throwing lane to Decker.
We will hit the 7-minute mark. You'd think the Jets would be going more no-huddle 2-minute offense here.
A lot of time coming off the clock.
Fitzpatrick 21 of 26, 219 yards and a touchdown. Sets and throws. Struggle. Inunla lost the ball at the end of the play, and it's ruled incomplete.
Well, he tries to catch with one hand as he's going to the ground. Looks like he's going to haul it in, but you can see the play by McBride there. McBride is going to knock this ball out of his hands as they both hit the turf. Great play by McBride.
Well, why isn't that an interception for McBride?
That is an interception by McBride until it hits the ground right there.
There
Knocked
you go.
out of his hands by his teammate Cooper Taylor.
So the ball was on the ground, and that's where Taylor scooped it up. 2nd and 10. Fitzpatrick feeding it to Decker again. It's a first down for the Jets in Giants territory.
All three of those Decker catches have been the same. Post routes right down the middle of the Giants defense.
That one covers 16 yards. Now the Jets are moving a little quicker.
With alacrity now.
5 catches, 58 yards. Nice job, Clark Frazier. Decker again. And the same play.
Same spot on the field.
16 yards, same exact number from the previous catch.
Let me help the Giants here. There's Decker right there.
They've got 6 minutes to play. Giants leading the Jets 20-10. 7th play of the drive. Fitzpatrick hit as he throws. Jason Pierre-Paul.
Now it's a good swim move to the inside by Pierre-Paul here as he gets by Giacomini, picked up by Brian Williams, and still gets his left hand right to the right hand of Fitzpatrick. Great effort, great hustle by Jason Pierre-Paul.
Well, the Jets need 7 and they need 3. Obviously, when you get to this part of the field, you're thinking 7, 5:50 to go. But it's a 2nd and 10 for the Jets. Powell is in. Tompkins is in. Here comes the rush. Fitzpatrick gets rid of it. It's caught by Marshall. Brandon Marshall brought down from behind. Marshall has just gone over 1,000 yards for the 8th time in his career. The first player to do it for 4 different teams.
It's a back shoulder throw here. As Amukamara is covering him tightly, but to the communication non-verbally between the quarterback and receivers, Marshall's left ankle is stretched out there a little bit on the tackle. But a great throw and catch, and then after the catch, getting it down inside the 10 for a 25-yard gain.
And Dan DeMontre Moore went down on the play after trying to chase down Marshall, and Moore has just been helped off the field for the Giants.
Well, and Moore jumped on and dove on top of Marshall when Marshall was already tackled and on the ground.
The Jets have it inside the Giants 10, 5.5 to play. Kerry Wynn comes in to replace Moore. 1st and goal for the Jets. Sideline throw to Marshall. And 4 Giants in the area, led by Amukamara. Craig Dahl was there. Kerry Wynn was there. And it's 2nd and goal for the Jets. Under 5 minutes left now. 8 catches, 90 yards for Marshall.
That's where the Jets have such an advantage with Marshall and Decker. Decker with 8 touchdown catches. Marshall with 9 touchdown catches on the season. Big physical mismatch type of receivers here.
10th play of the drive. Fitzpatrick puts it upstairs. Incomplete. Matchup Decker with Cromartie.
Well, that's the style that Cromartie likes to play. He likes to play off the receiver and look into the backfield, anticipating this fade route, the fake slant. He doesn't go for it, and Fitzpatrick is forced to throw it beyond both of them, back of the end zone.
3rd and goal from the 6. Fitzpatrick getting everybody organized. Play clock's down to 1. Fitzpatrick darts it to the end zone. Nobody home, incomplete. If you're the Jets, you have to take the 3 points, even though you got deep into Giants territory. Fitzpatrick hit by Robert Ayers, and Jason Pierre-Paul slow to get up. We've got 4:28 remaining in the fourth. The Giants up by 10 on the Jets. Tonight, are students being pressured into becoming confidential informants? A 60 Minutes investigation, plus a primate closer in DNA to humans than any other on Earth. Tonight only, CBS. Short field goal, 24 yards for Bullock, and that brings the Jets to within 7. 4:24 to play. It's a one-possession game at MetLife.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Your local Lexus dealer and their pursuit of perfection. And by Verizon. Better matters.
Well, bragging rights on the line, as we know, but a lot more for these two teams looking at the big picture of the season. Jets go 12 plays, 80 yards. The Bullock short field goal, that was after the interception by Miles. Tom Coughlin going for it on 4th and 2, which could loom large. It was a 10-point lead. That would have given the Giants a 13-point lead, would have forced the Jets to drive down the field for a second touchdown. The Jets will still have to do that, but can tie the game. Week 13 continues on Fox. Then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Tune in tomorrow, Monday Night Football on ESPN. So the Giants have it at the 20. Something they have not been able to do this game or all season is run the football with any consistency.
You always hear about the 4-minute offense. Well, this literally is the 4-minute offense for the Giants. Take time off the clock, win the game with your offense on the field.
55 yards rushing today. Up the middle, nothing for Darkwa. Hit by the combination of Williams and Harrison.
Well, in the second half, the Jets done a good job on Odell Beckham. Bottom square, the left-hand square, you can see the double team. Manning looking for him, and now forcing him away from the double team and throwing the ball out of bounds on the other side of the field. 2 catches in the second half for just 26 yards for Beckham.
Jets have all 3 timeouts remaining. We are under 4 minutes to play. 2nd and 10 now for the Giants. Cunningham, the motion man. Running play. A lane for Darkwa. It closes up quickly. 4-yard gain on the forward progress. David Harris in on that stop for the Jets.
And the Jets now will get a chance to stop the Giants and get the ball back. The Giants on 3rd down conversions today, just 4 out of 12.
It's a 3rd and 6 for the Giants. Vereen sets up as a wide receiver. Now goes in motion. Beckham is in the slot. On 3rd and 6. Manning throws it away. The Jets providing pressure with Calvin Pace. And the Giants go 3 and out with 2:57 to play.
And about a minute and a half off the clock is all the Giants could use. Time to throw initially, and then nobody open in the secondary. And Pace doing a good job of keeping after the quarterback and forcing the throwaway.
And again, the field goal that the Giants could have kicked would have made it 13, forcing the Jets to go down the field twice for a pair of touchdowns to win, as opposed to going down the field and kicking a field goal to bring them a little bit closer and still within striking distance.
And the throwaway cost them to stop the clock, and now a shank punt.
But a flag down.
And a flag down, and so is Wing.
Is it 5 yards or is it 15 yards? That's going to be the crucial part.
Running into the kicker.
5.
Number 85 on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Bring up a 4th down and 1, so the Giants obviously will punt again, but that was a shank punt of about 30 yards or even less.
It's Jeff Cumberland rolling towards Wing.
New York Giants have elected to re-kick. It is 4th down after the enforcement of the penalty. 4th down.
So Wing gets a redo here at the 2:48 mark of the 4th. Eric Decker is the deep man at the 30-yard line. Now backpedals a few yards, waiting on Wing.
Remember, the Jets have been offsides on a 4th down earlier in the ball game that gave the Giants a 1st down. You can see Cromartie yelling at his teammates to stay onside.
Jets don't bring the pressure there. Better punt from Wing. Fair catch by Decker. 42-yard punt will place the football at the 29-yard line. Fitzpatrick and the Jets are down 7, 4th quarter. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, honors players who have significantly impacted both the game and their communities. This year's nominee for the Jets, Eric Decker. Eric and Jesse Decker Foundation strives to impact the lives of military service members and veterans through Decker's Dogs, which helps fund the rescue, care, and training of service dogs for military veterans returning home. 1st and 10 for the Jets. They trail by 7. Toss it out to Powell. Getting to the outside, and Powell is out of bounds at the 49-yard line. An easy 20 yards for the Jets on 1st down.
And the screen pass has been very good for the Jets this afternoon. Remember, Powell scored on a screen pass. It was a middle screen that time. This time out to the outside. The offensive line getting out in front. What a way to start the drive if you're a Jets fan.
5 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown for Powell. Fitzpatrick on the brink of going over 300 yards on the day. 1st down, Fitzpatrick last time. That throw didn't have enough mustard on it. Looking for Enunwa. 2nd and 10. Well, the second half possessions for Todd Bowles' squad. This is just their 3rd. The 12-play, 80-yard drive resulted in the field goal, bringing the Jets within 7.
And Decker on that drive caught 4 passes all over the middle for 52 yards.
Demontre Moore has been playing for the Giants. Nikita Whitlock is in along the defensive line. 13 straight plays for the Jets with no rushes. Fitzpatrick, again, it's Powell out in the flat. And hit down low. No gain. Trevin Wade over there defensively for the Giants.
Yeah, really good tackle because he kept Powell in bounds. As Wade comes up, he takes the outside and gets to the legs of Powell and forces the Jets to play it down to the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes to play at MetLife. Giants holding on to a 20-13 lead on the Jets. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Latest scores and highlights coming up on the Subway postgame show. 3rd and 10 for the Jets. 2 minutes to play here in the 4th. From the 49. Fitzpatrick slings it. Hauled in. Brandon Marshall. Forward progress will give him enough for the 1st down to the 40-yard line.
Great job by Marshall coming back to the ball. Caught it right at the 40 and then was pushed back. The officials right on the spot, signifying 1st down.
This drive continues for the Jets. 9 catches, 99 yards. Marshall. Fitzpatrick thrown down by Robert Ayers with 1:27 to play. And the 3rd sack of the day for this Giants defense. Jets use a timeout. They trail the Giants by 7. Waning moments at MetLife.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Best Buy. Win the holidays. And by Subway. Make your sub deluxe with 50% more meat.
The pressure building here at MetLife. A 2nd and 15 for the Jets. 1:27 remaining. Giants lead at 20-13. Shotgun. Fitzpatrick over the middle. Connects with Enunwa. 9-yard pickup. Jeremy Curley with a migraine. His return is doubtful right now for the Jets. 3rd and 6. Jets still have 2 timeouts to work with. Fitzpatrick throws to the outside. Incomplete. Powell with a lunging Landon Collins there defensively, and it's 4th down.
Watch this effort by Collins. Gets get his right hand on this ball, maybe 2 fingers, just enough to throw it a little bit off course and make it a difficult catch for Powell.
And here's your ball game for the Jets. Marshall in a matchup with Rodgers-Cromartie. 4th and 6. Fitzpatrick steps up. Fitzpatrick to run. Ryan Fitzpatrick's got the 1st down. The Jets remain alive. 15 yards.
Well, because it was 4th and 6 or so, the Giants had to play man-to-man, and once Fitzpatrick saw all the defenders with their back to him, he took off.
Shotgun Fitzpatrick. Rush is coming. Sidearm toss to Wild Powell. Scored earlier. Hit from behind inside the 10. It's 1st and goal for the Jets. 32 seconds to play and a timeout call.
Now, we always talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick and his smarts. Well, he's a great athlete too, and a courageous one at that. Going head first again. Now here's that sidearm sling out there on the screen pass to Powell. Powell having a huge day with now 7 catches for 89 yards and 1 score. Tom Coughlin has seen that screen pass one too many times today.
Giants have lost a lot of close games this season. 5 losses by 6 points or less. They have lost 4 games this season when leading in the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter. Demontre Moore injured once again for the Giants. Don't forget, Subway postgame show is coming up. JB and the rest of the crew. Latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Yeah, and because it's 1st and goal, there are a lot of choices now for the Jets. They have a lot of time with 32 seconds to go. They have 1 timeout in case they want to run the ball here. Maybe a quarterback draw from Fitzpatrick. You know he's going to go for it head first. But with tall receivers, physical receivers in Decker and in Marshall. And don't forget about Quincy Enunwa, too, if he's in the ball game. He's got good size to bounce defensive backs around.
By rule, inside of 2 minutes, when we have an injured player, they must be charged a timeout. Simultaneously to the New York Jets calling for a timeout, the New York Giants player number 98 was injured. We will charge the New York Giants a 2nd timeout and grant the New York Jets their timeout back.
So the Jets will have 2 timeouts remaining now, and the Giants will have 1 with 32 seconds left.
Now that's really huge because now they can run the ball when it's not expected.
Banana!
A lot on the line here. The Jets are 6 and 5. The Giants are 5 and 6. Both teams trying to make a playoff push. 1st and goal from the 9 for the Jets.
Go!
Fitzpatrick will throw. End zone! Marshall's got it! Touchdown, Jets! Fitzpatrick! A strike to Marshall! The Jets are an extra point away from tying this game up with 27 seconds left.
No hesitation at all from Fitzpatrick, even though Marshall has got good tight coverage by Amukamara from behind, but not from in front. You can see where the ball is thrown way high for the 6'5" Marshall, and he secures it even though Dahl comes over and delivers a secondary hit.
The box out by Marshall. He got a Mukamara behind him. The extra point is good for Bullock. We are tied at 20 with 27 seconds remaining.
And obviously this game has a playoff feel because in reality for the team that wins, they're still in good position for the playoffs. For the team that loses, not so much.
Well, Thursday night on NFL Network, that should have a playoff feel as well. The Vikings and the Cardinals, two of the league's best, going head-to-head Thursday night football, Thursday at 8, now only on NFL Network.
And the Vikings got smoked today, or are getting smoked by the Seahawks. Just a great throw by Fitzpatrick. Watch where he puts this one. Marshall looking for it all the way, wants it exactly in that spot so he can outleap the defenders. Watch him pull it into his body as he hits the ground, protecting it from the hit from Dahl.
10 catches, 108 yards, a touchdown. Marshall and Fitzpatrick have grown very close during this season. Well, Green Bay had about 27 seconds to work with the other night, and they got it done.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Bullock kicks it off. Dwayne Harris waiting for it with a running start. Harris brought down shy of the 15-yard line by Aaron Henderson on special teams. And the decision by Coughlin will certainly come under scrutiny on the 4th down call, 4th and 2. When the Giants could have extended the lead to 13, would have changed the complexion of the 4th quarter based on what the Jets needed on those back-to-back drives.
And the way the Jets responded, I mean, obviously the Giants have had trouble stopping the pass all year, and they could not stop Fitzpatrick throughout this entire 4th quarter.
21 seconds left. On a give, it's Vereen. Banged down as he crossed the 25-yard line. And a timeout called with 14 seconds remaining on the clock. These two teams have played 2 overtime games before in the 12 meetings all time, 1974 and 2003. 74 was at the Yale Bowl. Look at the raw speed of Joe Namath.
Come on, be nice. Come on.
Namath rushed for the touchdown, threw the game winner to Emerson Boozer in overtime. 2003 Giants Stadium. Chad Pennington's pass to Anthony Beck tied the game, but the Giants would win it on a Brett Conway field goal, 31-28. Giants need 39 yards here to get into field goal range. They give it to Vereen. There's going to be no Hail Mary. There's going to be no 4th quarter heroics for the Giants. Sheldon Richardson with a stop. We are going to overtime at MetLife. The 13th all-time meeting between the Giants and the Jets. Giants have won 5 straight in the series. And this one will take extra time to determine a winner.
Well, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 31 out of 42 for 337 and a pair of scores. And again, no interceptions. Threw 4 touchdown passes last week against the Dolphins with no interceptions. Just taking advantage of this porous Giants pass defense throughout the second half.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to modified sudden death overtime. Each team will be granted 2 timeouts. All replay reviews will be upstairs. Each team will be given a possession. During that initial possession, if you score a touchdown, you should be declared the winner. Please keep in mind that the game can end in a tie. The New York Jets, you are still the visitors. What is your call? Heads is the call, gentlemen. Heads is the call. Heads is the call, you've won. You want to receive. Which goal would you like to bet? Okay, the New York Jets have won the toss, elected to receive in this direction.
John Hussey has welcomed us to overtime, and we will have it for you when we come back. The NFL on CBS. OT rules. Jets have won the toss. 1 15-minute quarter. Touchdown or safety on the first possession wins the game. If the score is tied after each team's first possession, next scorer will win it. 2 timeouts for each team. No coaches' challenges. Booth reviews only from here on out. Let's check in with Evan Washburn before the Giants kick it off.
Well, guys, obviously this defense frustrated, but something to keep an eye on. This defensive line for the Giants dealing with just winded. They look tired. DeMontre Moore is dealing with asthma. His return is probable, but this pace of the Jets is having an effect.
And the Jets picked it up in the fourth quarter on back-to-back drives. Ryan Fitzpatrick with a huge play on 4th and 6, a running play that kept the drive going, gave the Jets a first down as the Jets eventually scored the touchdown from Fitzpatrick to Marshall. Josh Brown to kick it off. Antonio Cromartie is deep. Overtime is underway and a short kick. Cromartie moves forward from the 6. Cromartie working towards the sideline, and he's out of bounds at the 26-yard line. That's where Fitzpatrick and the Jets will take over.
Let's go back to that 4th and 6 run by Fitzpatrick. Man-to-man by the Giants. He sees that, knows what he needs for the first down, and gets it easily. And then shortly thereafter, finding Brandon Marshall with a high strike in the end zone. And Marshall, 10 catches for 108 yards in that score on the afternoon.
First down for the Jets.
Hey, Mike 5-3, Mike 5-3.
Motion man is Decker. Hand off to Ivory. Trying to get to the outside, slowed down by Pierre Paul. That gave the Giants enough time to range over. It's a loss of 1. AFC playoff picture right now. The Jets are 6-5. Kansas City, Houston, Indy, Pittsburgh, all 6-5. Oakland and Buffalo entering the week at 5-6. Second and 11 for the Jets. Bilal Powell is in. More of a receiving threat than Ivory. Toss it to Powell. Makes the catch. Hit down low. And it is Moore making the play for the Giants. A short gainer sets up 3rd and long for the Jets.
Yeah, that's 8 catches now for Powell. The Giants ready for that. Good job by Moore rushing the passer, then coming off and seeing Powell and bringing him down after a half-a-yard gain.
Dime package here for the Giants.
Ho,
3rd and 9.
Yeah.
Marshall in motion. Fitzpatrick throws to Decker. First down, Jets.
Little combination route on that side of the field between Marshall and Decker. Decker just knowing exactly what he needs for the first down, caught it short and backed up to pick up 11 yards and pick up the first down.
Big hit by Rogers Cromartie. Decker holds on to the football. And they move the chains for the Jets here in overtime. 7 catches, 84 yards for Decker. The 1-2 punch of Marshall and Decker through the air. They get Marshall to the outside, breaks 1 tackle, and makes a beeline into Giant territory for 13 yards out of bounds.
Watch this move on Hosley. Cutting sharply back to the inside. Picks up the first down and gives the Jets momentum now as they're getting close to at least field goal range. Remember, if they kick a field goal, the Giants will still have a chance to possess the ball.
363 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now at the Giants 49. It's a running play for Powell. Spun down, good extra effort by Powell to pick up 6 on the play. Jay Bromley involved in that stop for the Giants.
And Trumaine McBride had a shot at Powell right at the line of scrimmage, and Powell with a little jump cut, as you see him coming out of the huddle right now. Nice jump cut to get away from McBride and to pick up that 6-yard gain.
Stephen Ridley comes in to replace Powell.
Even.
2nd and 4. Fitzpatrick locks in on Marshall and hits him. The toss to Marshall for another Jets first down, working against Rogers Cromartie. That one covers 9 yards.
Well, Marshall almost fell down on the route as he was getting inside of Rogers Cromartie, who was playing bump and run for a rare time this afternoon against Marshall, trying to take away that slant route and couldn't do it with the bump and run technique.
Line of scrimmage is now the 33 in Giants territory. 12 catches, 130 yards and a touchdown. Motion man is Eminwa. Back to the ground game, and Powell's got a hole up the middle. Takes it to the 26.
Yeah, the offensive line now for the Jets starting to dominate this Giant defense, giving Fitzpatrick time to throw and also opening up some nice holes for Powell. New fresh bodies in there for the Giants defensively.
Powell remains in there. Now it's Bohannon in front of him. Decker working out of the slot. Fitzpatrick sends him in motion. It's a toss for Powell. It goes down hard. Picks up a yard to the 25. Marcus Kuhn with a tackle for the Giants. Now Chris Ivory has been watching from the sideline. It's been Powell and Ridley. Third and 2 for the Jets. And here comes Ivory. Right now they're looking at a 43-yard field goal. But the Giants would get the football. A touchdown wins the game for the Jets. On a 3rd and 2. Play clock is down to 2. Fitzpatrick fake the toss. Roll out. Fitzpatrick throwing on the move. Diving is Decker. Clean catch for Decker. Inside the Giants 10. 17-yard hookup.
Well, Fitzpatrick just continues to compete and throw strikes. Look at where this ball is placed. No way a defender can make a play on the ball. Decker secures the catch and rolls out of bounds. The Jets are in business inside the 10.
First and goal at the 8.
Hey, AB! Wait, 80!
Jets looking for the win. Fitzpatrick offline. Decker in a matchup with Rogers Cromartie.
I give Rogers Cromartie a lot of credit on this one because he took away the fade. So Fitzpatrick wants to throw the back shoulder, but Decker can't adjust quickly enough. But again, it's a smart throw by Fitzpatrick, not risking a potential interception by throwing the fade. That box out by Marshall worked pretty good the last time the Jets were in this position. Lining up in the slot, though. Wouldn't be surprised if he does something to the corner.
2nd and goal. Fitzpatrick pulls the trigger. Ball is tipped. Incomplete. Kellen Davis. Right in the middle of the end zone. And Ayers gets his left arm up. Craig Dahl was in the area for the Giants. Eli Manning thought the Giants had a chance at it.
No one was expecting Davis to be the intended receiver. His 1 catch today, just 2 on the year.
3rd and goal. looking for the win. Fitzpatrick forced to throw it away. Jason Pierre-Paul on the rush and a flag down at the 1.
Delay a game.
Before the ball is snapped, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And it actually gives the Jets another chance.
And more room to work. You get to move it back 5 yards. The receivers can run routes that they normally would run at certain depths.
Ryan Fitzpatrick has thrown the football 49 times today. Will number 50 be the capper? On 3rd and goal. Fitzpatrick, high throw, incomplete. It glances off the hands of Bilal Powell. So the Jets get deep into Giants territory, but they can't cash in. And now we'll settle for the field goal try, and Eli Manning's going to get a chance one way or the other.
They were going back to that screen pass to Powell that they scored on earlier in the ball game, a little middle screen, and the ball thrown too hot to handle for Powell.
31-yard attempt for Randy Bullock. Jets looking for the lead. Quigley to hold it. Corbin snaps it. 31 yards away. He nails it. Jets go in front 23-20 with 8:45 to play in OT.
Let's go back to the incomplete pass on 3rd down to Powell. He's going to swing out of the backfield. Watch the lineman. Ryan Winters is going to get out here and going to try to throw that block there, but good reaction by Robert Ayers. He blocked the pass on the 2nd down play, and that time, even if Powell catches this ball, Ayers is going to jump on his back and keep him out of the end zone.
Jets will kick it off. Giants could tie this game with the field goal to extend overtime. They win it with a touchdown.
And you know, in this situation in overtime, the offense that's trailing has 4 downs to make the 1st down. So you don't have to rush your plays. You can stick with your game plan. You can try things that you normally wouldn't in this type of situation where you only have 3 downs, obviously.
Randy Bullock to kick it off. Dwayne Harris waiting for it, end over end. 1 yard deep in the end zone. Harris, slow down. Harris makes a cut. Harris finally brought down as he crosses the 40-yard line. Rontez Miles on special teams for a moment there. It looked like it was developing for Harris. 43-yard return. Giants are 5-6, and this is what it looks like in the NFC. Washington currently the division leader thanks to the tiebreaker over the Giants with the same record. First down at the Giants 42. Jennings with Ty in the backfield, and Manning out of the gun. Manning over the middle. Odell Beckham with the catch. Slammed down as he crosses into Jets territory at the 49. That's an 8-yard pickup.
But Dwayne Harris does a good job of hanging onto the ball as Cumberland almost rips it out of his hand on that return. Kept his wits about himself.
Second and 2 for the Giants, down by 3 in overtime. Manning puts that one too high for Reuben Randall. It's incomplete. 3rd and 2 for the Giants. Sheldon Richardson with a little bit of heat on Manning. On 3rd and 2. Manning deep ball. Separation. Beckham can't haul it in. It's 4th down.
And that kick of the ball by Beckham is going to cost him for a delay of game penalty. That'll bring up a 4th down and 7 instead of 4th and 2.
3 flags came flying down.
After the play was over, delay of game offense number 13 for kicking the ball. It will be 4th down after the 5-yard penalty.
Beckham got turned around, and then at the end of the play right here, a kick.
The pressure on Manning forced that ball to be thrown more down the field than Beckham was expecting. He's frustrated and cannot control his frustration.
Tom Coughlin just can't understand the emotions there becoming too much for Beckham. And here's the game. 4th and 7. Giants trying to keep this drive alive. Manning in the pocket. Manning throws. It is caught. Odell Beckham has got it. Inside the Jets 35.
How does Coughlin feel now about Beckham? The bailout catch here. I'm not even sure that's where Manning was intended to throw this ball.
The Jets could have ended the game right there. Instead, the Giants have life. 21-yard pass play.
Hey, you got to double team him. There's no question about it.
On 1st down, Manning, pressure. Manning throws it away. He got it towards Jennings, Wilkerson, and Leonard Williams getting to the quarterback and forcing Manning into that throw.
Now, Screen does a good job of disrupting the route to begin with, but just a great concentration by Beckham to cradle that ball.
Right now, they'd be looking at a 52-yard field goal. Give it up to Jennings. And he's hit at the 30-yard line. Davis combining with Harris for the Jets. It's a 4-yard pickup. We go under 7 minutes left. Part of the buildup in this game was the thought that Revis and Beckham would go head-to-head. Didn't happen because of the concussion Darrelle Revis suffered a couple of weeks ago in Houston. 3rd and 6. From the gun. Manning throws. Too high and offline, Ruben Randall. Now it's a 48-yard attempt for the Giants and Josh Brown. He has not missed this season.
His long this year, 53, so this is well within that distance. 83% on his career.
A 48-yard attempt. Diassi will snap it. Wing will hold it. From 48 yards away. No good! The Jets win. Huge victory for the Jets in this New York showdown. And a damaging blow to the Giants' playoff hopes. In overtime, the Jets 23, the Giants 20. This chapter in the Turnpike tussle belongs to the Jets. And he missed it by a wide margin. The Giants fall to 5-7 on the season. The Jets improve to 7-5. Eli Manning got Brown within range. But the game ends in disappointment for the Big Blue. The Jets come from behind to beat the Giants 23-20 in overtime. Jets improve to 7-5. trying to line themselves up for a wild card spot in the AFC. In the NFC, Giants fall to 5-7. Up next at Miami for Tom Coughlin and company. Final score, a thriller at OT, 23-20. The Jets outlast the Giants. For Dan Fouts and Evan Washburn, I'm Ian Eagle. So long from the Meadowlands. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.